I've changed my training split to something that I think is going to work better than anything that I've ever done before. So here's exactly why I made the change and how it works. Thought I'd sit down with a little coffee and explain it to you all. First of all, I'm off on holiday tomorrow, so whenever I've got kind of a big event like that, I like to come back, reset things, think about how things have gone in the past, and then make some changes from there. Previously, I was running upper lower, push pull, and then if I could get in on a Saturday, I'd run a bit of an armsy, pulley upper session again. As you can see, it needs some work on the structure. And of course that was a decent session, right? It was a decent split, but I don't think it was quite tailored to exactly what I need right now, which is to bring up my chest, bring up my arms, and bring up my delts. I think if I can bring that up, it's going to make it a lot more balanced between my back, and then when we head into the winter, I might start putting a little bit more emphasis on the lower body. But we'll see about that, because actually this is fairly tailored towards that as well. So in terms of a little overview of the split, it is a 5-day split, with that final day having some flexibility depending on if I've actually got cricket or not, which is kind of the main determining factor to whether I can actually train on that Saturday or not. If I'm playing at home, I can. If I'm playing away, it makes it a little bit more difficult. So the actual split then is kind of similar but with some changes. We've got upper on a Monday, we've got legs on a Tuesday, back, delts and arms on a Wednesday. Then we've got chest and back on a Friday and delts and arms on a Saturday. So in terms of what's going to make that actually work for me is, first of all, the frequency of the muscle groups that I need to bring up. I'm training chest on Monday. There's going to be a little bit of chest on the Wednesday, which is the back, delts and arm session, because I'm going to be doing like a high incline press. And then on the Friday we're hitting chest again. So chest is at 3 times a week, and the same thing can be said for delts and arms. We've got delts and arms on the Wednesday, we've got delts and arms on the Friday, and we've got delts and arms on that Saturday session. So all of the key movements, the key muscle groups that I'm trying to bring up, are going to be hit 3 times a week. In terms of the recovery improvements that I think I'm going to see, I've got enough time in between these days now, and I can split up that volume more effectively. So I'm not just going to be hammering my chest on one day, I'm hitting it with more frequency. So the quality of that work should actually be better in each individual session. So far I've done the back and chest session, because today is Friday, and there's going to be a YouTube coming out on that very soon. So if you're not already, be sure to click subscribe and you'll be able to see that first session going in. And I'll go through the rest of the sessions as well as we kind of run through this series. In terms of me advising to you, if you've not got a split already, this could be a really good option. If you do want to, you can click the link down below to my Instagram and DM me coaching. I can kind of talk you through how we might be able to build something like this out for you that's worked into your routine. But anyway, if you want to give this split a go, who is this for? This is for anyone that wants to bring up their upper body as a primary focus, specifically, like I say, the chest, the delts and the arms. Basically every bloke wants bigger of those muscle groups. So if you are someone like that, then give this a go. A few things to consider before switching is, if you're fairly new to the gym, you're probably better off with a slightly less specific program that works everything across the board with fairly even frequency and even volume, because you probably need to grow everywhere. And I need to grow everywhere too, but specifically my chest, my arms. Probably not my arms. My arms are actually alright, to be honest, but my chest and my delts will definitely help me be stronger and bring up those movements. So yeah, consider that. If you are quite new, I'd probably just go for upper lower, or maybe push pull legs, push pull. That can be a really good option. If you're just training 3 times a week, maybe just go for 3 lots of full body. But if you do really want to bring up your chest, you've got some experience, upper legs, back delts, arms, chest back, and a delt and arm session could be a really good split for you. And then the final reason I'm doing this is actually because Leo changed his split fairly recently, and I quite like having a similar split to him, similar exercises, so it kind of drives us on. It gives us both a bit of motivation because we're chasing each other's numbers. Now, don't get me wrong, his is a little bit more biased towards back, whereas mine is slightly more biased towards chest, with some back in there as well, or a decent amount. So it's not going to be exactly the same, but there is some more similarities in there. So yeah, that is the updated split. I'm looking forward to taking you through all the sessions. Be sure to click subscribe if you want to see them all, and I will break them all down and make sure you really understand exactly what I'm doing. But for now, I'm going to go on holiday, and then we'll get back from Havar and really start to progress some of these movements. So hopefully you found this video insightful. Like I say, If you want to see the rest, be sure to click subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.